to another Monday morning art talk. So today is actually August 30th and it's my birthday. So what I wanted to do was just let you know what I did on my birthday. What am I going to do? So I thought, hey, I'll let you guys know what I did just in case you're interested. You may not even be. But so what I did today was I woke up and received some beautiful cards from my kids and my wife, and we ended up going to Starbucks and Donuts for coffee, which was nice. So just sit out in the sun for a bit. From there, we dropped the kids back off at home, and then my wife took me and we went and got a massage, and that was great. So now I'm feeling all sort of loosened up, and it was perfect because I woke up with a real crimped neck. You know, when you wake up and your neck is just like, dang, I slept the wrong way. So that was great. And then we went for my two favorite things for lunch: buffalo wings. I love them buffalo wings, and beer. So you can't go wrong with that. A michelada, actually. It's bloody beer. It's if you haven't heard of that, it's beer mixed with like Bloody Mary, mixed spicy. It's really good. I suggest you try one if you haven't had one of those before. It's delicious. The next thing that we did after that was we went to go see a movie. We went and saw the movie Spy. It was very funny. And then we came back here, and I said, my wife said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I want to go home and I want to record my art talk. And because that's what I enjoy doing. So we came home just to record the art talk. And then I said, after that, I'm going to take a nap. So I'm going to take a nap after my art talk here. And then we're going to go for some sushi tonight. And that's the day for me, for my birthday, until it all, the new week starts tomorrow. And so what I wanted to discuss today in as art talk is also somewhat a sad day for me too, just to hear the news. And this is sometimes the stuff that you hear, you know, through Facebook, as I learned and I didn't know. But and it's strange in a way, but one of my teachers in life passed away today on my birthday, and he is a guy that was very influential in changing my life, and many of you guys may know of him, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's a spiritual teacher, and I've always been drawn to spiritual teachings, and it's things that I try to pass on as an artist within these art talks too, because I think it affected my journey in so many ways, because it all became a part of an outlook. How do you, it's not, you know, how do you see things? How do you perceive things? And what's sort of like really important. I think one of the topics that helped me too, that he would talk about, Dr. Wayne Dyer, is intention. Knowing what your intention is for everything, that everything begins and everything starts with an intention. Whatever it is that you're going to create, what's your intention for even saying that thing to that specific person? What's your intention for making that phone call? What's your intention for this? What's your intention for that? And it's always, what is your intention? And I think it comes down for me even further with artists, is what I say to a lot of my in my students' classes too, especially figure drawing. What is your intention? What is your intention when you're trying to get better? Why are you trying to get better and develop as an artist? What is your intention for learning when you're doing figure drawing, per se, okay? For character design, for storyboarding. Is your intention for character designing because you want to do character design for video games? Are you looking to do character design for feature animation? Are you looking to do character design for television animation? And when you determine that intention, you can start to hone in things a little bit more, and even more so with figure drawing. Like for me, my intention for figure drawing was just to loosen up, was just to start being able to create poses out of my head and start inventing. My intention wasn't to ever become a fine art sort of painter. My intention is, so I never really learned that skill set, you know, when it comes into the real classical way of painting and everything else, because it's not my intention. And same thing with anatomy. My intention for learning, say, figure drawing was I don't want to, you know, you get so involved with it that it's going to affect the art I do, where I'm drawing cartoons all day long, and I think having the background and the foundation in there, but it became the driving force because I had an intention. And that's really the thing that I sort of start with everything that I'm really going to do or get involved in when I've developed apps, okay? What is my intention behind developing this app? I'm developing like the Posebook app that I did, a new app that I'm developing right now. It's like my intention is that I wanted to create something for artists to use that could help them sort of loosen up and create and draw from different angles and just get used to seeing and observing. And this is why having the intention and always asking yourself that before you do anything is vital, because the reality is you don't need to know and learn everything. You know, you don't need to put that, I think, sometimes even pressure upon your head and your mind that you have to know everything. I think you just got to get good at what you intend to do. If I want to be a color stylist, if I want to be a layout artist, if I want to be a concept artist, I just need to have the intent to get better at that craft and know that I need to develop my skill set in that way and learn what I need to do. So my intention is to truly find out, what does this artist in that field need to know? You know, for myself, do I need to know ZBrush and Maya to be a character designer? No. Could it be a great asset? Yes. Do I want to learn it? Yes. But is it going to affect my whole career? No. I think it's, for me, what I need to understand is how modelers work off of my character design, so I know what can be done, what its limitations are. I know I'm not going to shove two side balls on the side of the face to make it three-dimensional, where I could cheat that in 2D. Not to say you couldn't do that for, fun in Maya and ZBrush, but we just, it's not something you're necessarily going to do, or the way things are really sort of put together. So again, the most important thing that you can ever ask yourself is try to determine that, really what your intention is. And that was a great lesson for me from Dr. Wayne Dyer, that really stuck with me. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, and also in memory of him. Another thing I just written down here is just, it ties into the intention too, to where, who are you creating your art for? Is your intention to create art just to have approval from your parents? Okay, and I bring this up because more and more, and it's very strange, but I've been getting emails or requests from people who are saying their parents are demanding that they go to college and they don't want to, and they have to do this, and it comes down to, well, who are you doing this for? Are you creating art for yourself? Are you creating art for other people? And it's always a sad toss-up. I think when your parents are paying your bills and doing all that, and you become so dependent on them, well, unfortunately, they call the shots, and they're going to have that. My parents wanted me to go to school. They wanted me to go to college. That was their dream. It was their dream. Okay, it wasn't my dream. That's what they wanted. And that was their intention, was to have their kids go to school, get educated. That was not my intention. My intention was to just get better at drawing so that I could be competitive out there in the art world, and hopefully, make a name and get out there. The dream, the thing that we all want to do. We all would kind of want to be discovered somehow. We want people to notice our art and say, we like you and we accept you and we welcome you in. That's always something that's in your mind, and that's part of a drive, what helps you, I think, want to get better, so that you have that. But I think the thing is to know, like what I did was I moved out of my house. I said, Mom, Dad, I can do this. I can make it as an artist. And for me, that's when they stopped, helping me. I mean, they always gave me love and encouragement, but they stopped sort of paying for my car insurance, my health insurance, and said, if you feel you can make it as an artist, do this, and I took up the challenge and I did it. And I went out there and I didn't have that thing to fall back on. So my intention in life was just to make it as an artist and do what I can and succeed at this in whatever way I can. And by having that mindset, I think it opened up, my mind became free. And I talk about it the times you guys see what I do, the experimentation, the trial, the error, is just a vital part of all this growth. So I say, if you're in that situation, you got to determine for yourself that, is this your life? Is this what you want to do? Because, why be miserable your whole life and then go to college and do what? Sit there and get bad grades and be daydreaming all day long about having an art career? That's not going to work that way. You're going to love it. And when I was going to junior college, because I was going there before I dropped out, went to 1 year, but I was drawing on all my homework in college, okay? It wasn't even a college. I don't want to say that, don't offend anyone, junior colleges, but you know what I'm saying. But listen, I think the thing is that you have to make sure that you kind of really know what you want and stick with what you want and go for it. Again, you don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know where you're going to be. You got to forget about the future. You got to forget about the outcome. You got to forget about that final destination. You just got to prepare yourself. You just need to work at it and come to embrace the fact that and that took me a while, in all honesty, to really do, was just to start to really understand and embrace the fact that this is everything you're going to be going through, this process of just learning and growing, and eventually it's going to move you into this place, and then this place is going to become enjoyable for a while, and you're going to embrace that, and you're going to nurture it, and it's going to be fun, you're going to coddle it like a baby, but then you're going to be out in the world again and then doing it all over again. So you're really living a life of repetition, and it's a fun thing in many ways, because especially as an artist, we're having that opportunity just to keep creating. And then segmenting all over the place, but I did just want to tap into something that created a firestorm on my Facebook page. If you're not following me on my Facebook page, it's just Facebook/Steven Silver with a PH. Where, I showed this video of this guy who was discussing, just art about between, the classic art, the masters, and then the impressionists, and how, just fine art and all this other stuff is a bunch of garbage compared to the classic. And, I don't agree with that, in the sense that everything, we express ourselves in all different ways, however it is. I just was wanting to elaborate on the point that, you go to a museum, there's I can't even remember the name of the museum. They spent millions of dollars on a huge giant rock and stuck it on some concrete, and that became art. And it's like, I just don't get it. You can express and say whatever you want, or some guy painted a white canvas and it's art, okay, because it's got a message. And yeah, we can go that way, that it's a message and it conveys something. But this has been a long thing that even between, I know from illustrators and fine artists, there've always been this, what's real art? This between Rockwell and Picasso, who's the real artist? It's like, listen, they're both artists, they're both creative in their own realm, and it's to each is their own. But I think sometimes people, I think use the term art loosely, just, as a way that maybe they don't even want to develop themselves even more. And I have seen it being a lazy approach on people, and then it's being called art. Or when I see some people who want to become, it drives me nuts sometimes. They're going to become art teachers, do something, but they've never done art in their whole life. And it's like, how can you teach that? Because I think art is experience, and it comes from experience. And we convey that. We convey our own voice, and style is all over the place. And I believe in the the ability just to imagine something and create it and just put it out there. And hey, if it's successful and it works and people and the masses like it, that's great. I mean, what more can you ask for? I just think it was just an interesting topic, and I just let you, if you guys haven't seen, you guys go on my Facebook page and you could just go back a couple days on Friday where I had posted it, make your read through. There was a lot of fascinating comments that were written through there, and again, I don't think anyone's wrong in this, and it's almost like a stupid argument, to be honest with you, just to say what is art and what isn't. Whatever. It is what it is. I think, hey, as long as you're enjoying the process, okay? And if your intention is to just make a bowl, you're not a Michelangelo and you're not carving out of rock beautiful sculpture of some sort or a figure, and it's just a rock, a real heavy rock, and place it there, and that was your intent, that's your intention, and that's what you want to do. Listen, that's great. I don't enjoy it, but I'm not gonna, knock you for it. And I'm not gonna campaign against you and tell you got to take that down, because I want to let you be creative, do what you're gonna do. All that I want you guys ever to do is just, have your own voice. Say what you're gonna say, do what you're gonna do. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't kill anyone. And just, have fun with this. And again, bottom line is, just get back into your intention. Your intention is to make a career out of your art and make as best life as possible, and raise a family if that's what you choose to do, and just make it through, and enjoy the journey, and not get screwed, and don't get devalued, and know how important your artwork is to the system, to what's involved here, and that's it. All right, so thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. It's a big giant lug. And don't bite, dude. What are you doing? Don't bite. If you're gonna be on here, just don't bite nothing. Ow! No. Don't. Once in a blue moon, you can see.
Look at his tail.
Yucky one. Okay. Oh.
Okay.